Hello everyone, I'm from Ardent. My name is Joydeep Banerjee and I'm here to discuss on a topic specifically from PHP. I'm going to discuss on a topic called as file uploading. Now viewers, I request every one of you to, if you want to understand this concept, you should have the base knowledge of PHP HTML. Okay? So let's start understanding how a file gets uploaded to a server. So let's understand the mechanism first. So let's take this example. So if you guys are familiar about what is a client and what is a server, it will be easier for you to understand. So let's take this left side of the part as a client, and on the right side this is called as a server. Now everyone knows what is the file uploading. File uploading means you can upload any types of files such as PDF, docx, PHP or any kind of files to the server. So, for an example, if you want to upload a profile picture and you want all the visitors to see that picture, that means what? That means you have a file inside C drive or D drive or any of your local drives which can be saved in any of your folder. So let's say C drive users, then we say a file name called as abcd.jpg. So over here, as you can see, this is a local drive. Right? This is a folder and this is the file name. Now, it has a MIME type called as .jpg. So now what is .jpg? That is the image file. Now this image file is supposed to get uploaded to the server. Why? Because ultimately people out there sitting back at their home, they are going to directly serve your website from a server. So in this case, if I say that how is the mechanism exactly and what is a backend thing which is happening, behind what is happening, behind the scenes what are happening is basically there's a form, there's an HTML form. If you guys all know what is a form, it will be easier for you to understand. There's a form through which there is a file getting uploaded. This file has an original source. Original source. Now what exactly happens is, this particular file is getting copied, or else you can say it's getting cloned, and it is getting a new name called as abcd.tmp. What is tmp? tmp is a temporary path of your original file. Okay? Why? Because you can understand very easily that this is quite public, right? I can easily understand that I'm accessing someone's computer. I can easily hack through this computer if I get to know the source of this particular file. So what is the solution? The solution is the browser basically sends a request to your PHP Apache server, and this creates a copy of the original source, and it creates a copy like this. Now what happens with this copy? This copied file then gets sent to the server. So where does this get stored in the server? We have let's say XAMPP over here for a local host, and there is a folder called as TMP. Now what is this folder? This folder holds all the temporary files. Now this temporary file directly reaches over here. What is the name of the file? The name of the file is abcd.tmp. So abcd.tmp. Then what happens? Ultimately, we won't understand what is TMP because this is a temporary file. How will I open this file? There is no option. The only option is, what PHP does is, PHP has a function, inbuilt function called as move underscore uploaded underscore file. This function basically sends this file to the server directory, which we can just create by ourselves. That is a destination path. Now you must be wondering, how is this TMP file getting converted back to this JPG file? Because it actually carries the original state or original extension of this file. It binds, it removes the TMP and binds the JPG with the original file name. So you can give the file name as any, let's say I'm giving a date.jpg. It's up to the developer that what exactly name he wants to give. So now this file is same file as which file was on the source end. Now this is the mechanism of how a file gets uploaded. Now let's talk about the coding section of file uploading. So in this case, what is the step 1? Step 1, you have to create HTML form. So everyone knows what is a form, through which we take user input. So this is how you create a form. You have to have 2 attributes. One is method, that has to be post. You know what is a get and a post request. So if you don't know, you can check the videos of get and post methods, which will be discussed later. And encryption type should be multi-part form data. You have to write this to upload a file. Now let's have an input. The input type must be file, because we are uploading a file, and then there should be a name given to this input. Let's give a name as upload file. And obviously to submit this file, we need a submit button. Right? If you don't give a value, it will just show a submit button. So this particular code, what it does is it basically creates the user interface from which the user is going to upload a file. That can be any file. Now what are the things which PHP can access from the file? So there are basically 4 things which we need. One is the file name, the file original name. Second is the file type. Third is the file size. And fourth is the file error. These 4 things which we can get it from the browser. Now what is the extra one more thing which we need, that is file temp path. Remember we were talking about a TMP file a while ago, that we can name it like any name we can give, TMP. So this temporary file is the file which we are going to basically move to our server directory. That is a destination path. Now you must be wondering that how will I get all this data, right? So PHP gives us this global variables. PHP gives us this global variables $_files. What is this $_files? $_files is basically a super global variable which is an associative array which holds all the information of the file, like file name, file type, file size, file error, as well as file temporary path, which we need later on. Why? Because we are first going to validate the file. What if in an application I ask my user to upload a CV, that is a PDF file, right? Now, if the user uploads a JPG file, then I have to stop the user or give an information that you're uploading incorrect MIME type or incorrect document type. So for that I need this file type. File size, if I ask the user to limit the size of a file to 5 MB or whichever size I mentioned, and the user uploads exceeding that file size. So I need to provide the information. File error, what if the server doesn't respond to that particular file, or maybe the file is corrupted? Then we will encounter all the errors, or we can check all the errors from file error. So how to write this? As I just said, the $files is an associative array. We have to provide the name of the file in the first bracket. So upload file, and then in the second bracket we will say name. Then for this type we have this $files. Upload file type. And similarly, the same thing happens for file size, file type, and file temp path. Now, the next thing which we have to make sure of is we have to use a method, a function called as move underscore uploaded underscore file, which basically takes two arguments. First is the temporary name of that particular file. So what was the temporary name of that file? So we just knew that there is a file. So we'll just say $_files . So what is the temp? So we'll say upload file, temp name. And the second argument which it is taking is the destination. What is the destination? Where exactly the file will get stored. Right? So this is not the exact file, this is the copied file, right? Copied file. Now we need to move this file to a working directory in the server. So in the server end, there must be a destination path. So let's assume the variable name is destination. And once you fire this particular line of code in a PHP file, then what will happen? The file which you try to upload from the form will directly get uploaded to your server working directory, right? So you must be wondering that how is the destination path getting created? So let's take this example. Destination equals to whichever folder you want to select to upload a file. So let's take the folder name as uploads. Uploads / we concatenate with the base name, and we give $files. What was the file name? Uploaded files. Upload files. Name. Right? And you named it. So what will happen? Whichever your file name was. So what was our file name? Let's imagine our source file name was let's say abcd.jpg. Now what will base name do? Base name will take this particular name. What if there is few slashes before or slashes after? It will just remove all those slashes, the base name, and it will just provide the name of the file. So now what will be the destination? The destination would be the same as the source. We'll just get the particular file name. So the same name, if you want to pick, you can have this particular code down over here. But if you want to change the name, definitely you can do it. So you just have to remove this. You have to remove this and say uploads.time dot. If it is a JPEG file, let's say you can just have underscore and you write the same code $_files, and inside the bracket whatever the file name is, upload file name. So now what will happen? There will be a random timestamp getting generated, not the random timestamp. This is a timestamp getting generated with the underscore and the original file name. Now your file name would look something, instead of this, now your file name would look something like this. Underscore abcd.jpg. Okay, so this is how a file gets uploaded to your server from a client source. So you definitely have a lot of things more to know, but as we are just wrapping up this for a tutorial session to make you understand how a simple file gets uploaded to a server. So this is the code. So you can work on this. Definitely you can have more knowledge in file uploading that we can discuss in the next session. Thank you everyone. Thanks a lot.